Back from the dead. Bro was sick for a second, but we back in full effect. You hear me? Whenever you hear that MVP chant, you already know what's the deal. It's the most valuable podcast in the world. Yeah. It's the Hitmen podcast back in high definition. Chris in here, MG in here. What's the word, bro? How you feeling?
We back on the feet, man.
Man, you heard me? It was
a little shaky for a minute.
It took a hell of fire effort. Both of us was sick. Both of us was down bad, but we back. God damn it, you feel me? We here with it. Bro, man. It took everything. It took prayer. I had to get the Dragon Balls out. You feel me? I had to do all that.
I needed a sensu bean real quick,
big
bro.
Big time. Survival pack, all of that. I was in the bed, I'm talking about for 2-3 days straight. We just got through talking about it a little minute ago before we started the show. I don't know what it is, man. People nasty. And I don't really go nowhere for real. I be chilling. I try to stay in the house as much as possible, but what is RSV, UPI, UFO, every goddamn thing. Everybody getting sick and can't nobody explain what it is. And then we done been pre-programmed to say, God, I hope it ain't COVID. God, I hope. It's like a scarlet letter around this bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Man. First time you get the sniffles, you be like, oh shit.
Mine was just like some food poisoning. I don't know what's going on with you though. You said you gotta lean your head one way when you making sure like that sniffle, that runny nose. If it's annoying, like you said, it's in one part of the nose, and it's in the other part of the nose. When you sleeping, you gotta turn to one side, so it's like an hourglass or a seesaw. You gotta turn to one side, turn to the other side.
Bro, then it'd be that weird in between moment where both of them get stuffed up for like 60 seconds, and then both of them is unstuffed, and then all of a sudden it's back to one again.
Yo, don't you hate when you get like, you finally get comfortable, you get that real good sleep, but before you know it feel like 5 minutes later you gotta get up to go to work, or you gotta get up to do some other shit. Like damn, the deepest sleep is right before you gotta get up and do something. Why we can't just knock out like in the middle of nowhere? Like as soon as you lay down. It take me forever to get situated.
Right, same here. I just be sitting there staring at the ceiling for a minute.
So I don't know if you smoke, but I was thinking about this earlier. This is what I wanted to rap with you about. So one of the like my pastimes from my childhood is obviously like eating cereal. You got favorite cereal from back in the day?
Hell yeah, bro. Come on, Cinnamon Toast Crunch all day.
You CTC. I'm like Apple Jacks. I love Apple Jacks. So I was thinking about it though. Like cereal is like a definite, like 100% high food, like a munchy food. I was trying to figure out why like no dispensary has ever partnered with like Munchies or Kellogg or something like that to try to have it where they market towards people that's coming in to buy like blunts or buy like edibles or something like that. You feel me? Like obviously you're not gonna sell like weed infused cereal in a Walmart or a Target or something like that, a grocery store. But like if it and they got a prize that come in the box. Typically they come with a toy. So I'm like, damn. I was eating Apple Jacks the other day and I don't know why. I just was like craving, and I was eating them like, damn, I'm banging these Apple Jacks right now. I'm banging these motherfuckers. But I reached into the box at the bottom of the box. It was some little toy or whatever. I'm like, damn, I wish I had a blunt in the bottom of this box.
Bruh.
I had to think to myself, like, damn, I'm glad I didn't have one, because if I did, I probably would have smashed a whole nother box. But it made perfect sense. Like, damn, why wouldn't they just market it to where instead of you having a toy in the bottom of the box, it's like a pre-roll in the bottom of the box, or it's like some of the Apple Jacks or some of the Frosted Flakes or some of the cereal that's in the box is infused, so it's like a surprise. You don't really know. It's like an infused edible. Like I don't know. I was just thinking that like why hasn't anybody thought of it? And maybe they had thought of it. This is like Black Shark Tank.
Put that shit in the bottom of a bag of gummy bears, it's a wrap.
Yeah, you feel me? This is like Black Shark Tank. Who would you get to sit on a Black Shark Tank?
Ooh, a Black Shark Tank?
Yeah, who would you get to sit up there?
The first person is gonna be Shaq, because the motherfucker invested in like
without a doubt.
companies.
That's a given. Of course, 100%.
He invested in like 800 companies. That's like a surefire.
Yeah, that's actually like a great first pick.
Outside of him, part of me really want to say Hove.
He too serious. He's not gonna have fun with it. I would say Nick Cannon.
Money.
Nick Cannon could get up there.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great.
And then we need 2 more. We gotta have a female.
Tell you
there.
now, if I'm selling kids toys, Nick Cannon definitely.
1,000,000%. We gotta have a female up there though. Give me one female you think should fit or could fit.
Business wise.
Business and humor though. Maybe Niecy
Oh,
Nash.
I'm biased. I'm biased. I'm going with Rihanna all day.
She ain't no talker though. She's just like, I'm out. No, we're not doing that.
She don't post often, but when she do, that should be funny.
True. Good point. I would say Niecy Nash, maybe Regina Howard.
Oh, whoa, Niecy Nash should be fucking hilarious.
They'll be up there kicking it. I need a super Shark Tank team to be up there kicking it. Blunt in the box though. That's my idea right now. That's as far as I got with it so far. We could pitch the pod too.
Blunt in the box. Hey, you might got
Munchies, cookies.
You might want to hold on to that one, bro. Keep that one
I'll
wraps.
let y'all share that. It's all good. Y'all gonna see my face on TV soon. Both of us, matter of fact. I'm coming up to Detroit in a minute, bro. I'm finna check out all y'all spots. Novi, Farmington, all the nice little spots surrounding areas. What else I looked up?
If you trying to hit the nice Birmingham.
Where else I was looking at? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I can't remember. They're just the ones I seen. But I'm gonna be up there real soon. We gotta do get the studio. We gotta get it live in full effect.
Hey.
Before we get off into what we came to talk about, I want to let y'all know that we everywhere that podcasts live. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor. Shout out all of that. Make sure y'all hit us up on the socials. Tap in with the mailbag. Of course, it's the Hitmen Podcast at gmail.com. The socials, of course, at Hitmen Podcast, at Labeled and Known, at Virtuoso Sports on Twitter. Shout out to the Blitz Gang. I seen you was on the you told me you was on Justin Bro Pod yesterday. How was that?
Good, man. Got a
shout out to the guys too.
Yeah, man. That shit is always fun.
Word.
Always fun.
What y'all getting into? I ain't check it out yet.
A little bit of music.
Yeah.
Oh, I think this one's gonna be up your alley, bro. I think this one's gonna be up your alley when it drops.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out. Tomorrow for sure.
I think
for
that's
sure.
all the real hip hop heads.
Oh, definitely in there, like wet booty hair. Let's get off into it, bro. Y'all know how we get in. Where you want to start? You want to go NFL playoffs or you want to hit the NBA?
Hit the NFL first.
All right,
got a lot of good stuff.
Super, not just regular, super wild card weekend. That's how they was advertising it last week. Cowboys knocked the Bucks down. Everybody even put the memes out saying Tom Brady talking about baby come back. You could blame it all on me. They said they was calling Giselle while she was putting voodoo on him. He was real like. He ain't really got them juke moves on the field, but when it came to ducking and dodging them questions about him coming back next year in the press conference, he put on the, you feel me, like the Madden 25. Like he still had a couple more years left, but
last year of the contract with the Bucks. You think he going somewhere else?
Vegas.
The McDaniel.
You know the rumors about Miami was filling up the charts last year before he came back with Todd Bowles.
Yeah.
I never thought that was gonna work anyway, and I think he came back more for Byron than for the team than anything. I think Byron Leftwich should be in the running for some head coaching interviews at the very least at this point. I think he done proved himself.
Byron got the boot.
They fired him? What? I missed it.
Byron got the boot. I seen Mike North tweet about it.
What?
Like,
Shout out to Mike North, Chicago legend. Damn, they gave Byron a boot? What? I've been sick for way too long.
Apparently, they wanted to get rid of him mid-season, but Todd Bowles saved his job, basically.
Don't that sound crazy, though? He went from winning the ring to this.
Yeah.
That sounds like a scapegoat situation.
He 100%.
Yeah.
They don't want to bring Tom because they try to bring Tom back.
I think Byron did a hell of a job for his time there, especially for his first time out as an OC. I think he should definitely get a head coaching look for real. Doug Peterson ended up beating him out last year when he was interviewing for the Jacksonville Jaguars job where he played at. But nevertheless, though, I don't really want to say that the Bucks lost it more so than the Cowboys came in and beat their ass for real. Dak had like what, 4 touchdowns the other night.
Yep.
Even
Cowboys was just a better team, you know.
even Stephen A. gave it up to him, and he be on his ass
Yeah, I mean,
Monday through Friday.
Bucks limp
First
through the
take.
season, you know. And it was a 500 team basically all year.
Yeah, and then I mean, the prize behind door number 2 for the Cowboys is the Eagles, though. You hear me? Who's been number 1 with a bullet all season?
Yeah, and yeah.
Don't be
Boys,
shy. Don't be shy. What you think? What you thinking?
I
I
like
know
this
you
Eagles
don't. You
team.
probably don't want to make no Cowboy enemies though. That's why you probably tread lightly.
I ain't never had problems making Cowboy enemies now. I ain't gonna hold you. But, you know,
Yeah.
that Eagles team is nice. That Eagles team is nice.
Yeah, they nasty. They nasty.
Jalen, man. Jalen, bruh.
You think
I
you think
broke
he got
down
the
and bought a
MVP on
Jalen
lock, right?
Hurts jersey, man.
You did
Yeah.
to go with the Vols, to go with the answers.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
But I wouldn't have did it if I didn't like him. I would have just rocked out with like an Eagle shirt or something. But I went with the Jalen joint.
That's
So
hard. That's crazy. That's
yeah.
crazy.
So I mean, I like that Eagles team. Might be the
S-
same old Cowboys next.
San Francisco beat the Seahawks in the first game. Brock Purdy 6-0 as a starter, 41-23. He had 18 to 30 for 333 yards, 4 total touchdowns, 3 passing and 1 rushing. In the rain too in San Francisco.
They gave you that scare in the first half. It was like, oh, hold on now, this might be a game.
Yeah, a little bit.
And
But
then the door got kicked off.
they too solid. And for them to have, they on their what, third, fourth quarterback. They too solid, bro.
Yeah, that defense is filthy.
It's hard for me to see anybody beating them, including the Eagles. San Francisco's gonna be a tough out.
Yeah, my only concern is they've won too many in a row at this point.
Yeah, they got hot too fast at the wrong time.
Yeah, because what is that? 10 in a row or 11 in a row now?
I think it's 11.
And it's football. Everybody lose eventually. Everybody just had one of them days where they just can't do shit right. So
Yeah.
I still would pick them in pretty much almost any NFC matchup outside of the Eagles. But you know, again, football is a tough sport to win that many games in a row and keep on winning.
Word. They get the Giants. They drew the Giants, who beat surprising for me, they beat the number 2 seed Vikings. 31-24. The game wasn't even really as close as the score would say. Saquon balled the fuck out. He outplayed Justin Jefferson, who was getting all the hype coming into the game. I like Brian Daboll as a coach, though. He's just one of them, like, you can tell he got Super Bowl coach written over him. He tough as hell. He got like a little Parcells to him. Like, he's just like, he don't take no shit. Ain't nobody finna
When he went for it on fourth down, I was like, oh yeah.
Like, yeah, he wasn't bullshit.
I was like, oh yeah.
He wasn't bullshit. How much does Daniel Jones look like Jim Carrey, like one of his younger cousins or nephews or something like that to you?
Bruh. I ain't never thought about it that way.
He ain't got no mustache, no nothing. He look like he an undercover cop, but I'll take it.
I ain't never
I'll
thought
take
about
it,
it
bro.
that way.
Shout out to the legend Jim Carrey. He turned 61 over the weekend too, by the way. You got a favorite Jim Carrey movie?
Oh, The Mask.
Yours is The Mask, Stanley Ipkiss.
It's not his best movie, but I don't know. That one's just out. It's classic. It's timeless for me.
I think Liar Liar is my favorite one.
Liar's up there.
I think Liar Liar is my favorite one, bro.
Ooh, that's a good one.
What you think about the Giants 49ers?
Pray for Saquon.
You think he got a long day? He got a lot of work to do?
Yeah, man. And the biggest issue is them Giants receiving core just ain't good.
You ain't feeling Isaiah Rodgers?
Not against this defense. Not against this defense. They don't got one of them dudes right now on the outside. So I expect the Niners to pretty much load the box and put pressure on Daniel Jones all day. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be Now, the only thing I will say, though, is defensively, the Giants do get aggressive, so maybe they can put some pressure on Brock Purdy and try to get some rookie quarterback play out of him.
Yeah.
But my man Brock balling, bro. Shout out to Paul Heyman, too, for doing the Brock Purdy intro, too.
Did he?
Yeah, bro, because of Fox. Yeah, he did the whole Brock Lesnar voice and everything for him.
Now you see, I'm tripping. I thought that I'm bugging. They don't play the Giants. The 49ers play the Cowboys on Sunday.
40. It's 49. Oh no, you right.
Yeah, I'm bugging. It's Giants
right.
Eagles. It's Giants Eagles, Cowboys 49ers. I thought it was Cowboys Eagles, Giants 49ers.
Right.
So it's an I-95 matchup on Saturday. They not even going. The Giants going an hour and a half over to Philly, and then the Cowboys got to fly out west to play the 49ers. But they got the latest game. They got the last game of the weekend. So they essentially have like the quote unquote most rest, if that makes sense. But now that changed the conversation, 2 days, right? though. That changed the conversation, though. Giants and Eagles, you still...
I'm still rolling Eagles, but I think it's going to be competitive. The last game they played was pretty competitive a couple weeks ago.
Cowboys 49ers, though, is a different conversation, though. It is. Don't front. It is. Don't front.
I would be worried. Look, if you're a Cowboy fan, I would be worried.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what's worried? What does worry mean?
7.
High alert, huh? High alert.
Because
God damn.
Look, man.
Shit.
That Cowboys defense ain't on the same level that Niners defense is. True. And we know both teams are going to put up points. So when it comes down to it and you need a defense to make a play, I far more trust the Niners.
AFC, Jacksonville pulled out the third largest comeback in playoff history, beating the Chargers 31-30. With a bunch of no names playing on both teams. Both of them had players hurt. Both of them had players I never even heard of. Trevor Lawrence started the game. First or second pass of the game with an interception. Ended up having 4 interceptions in the first half. 3 of them he threw to Asante Samuel by himself. And then at the end of the first half, the Chargers was up 27-0. And they ended up beating them at the crib.
I just want to know who we got a drug test to figure out why Brandon Staley's still the head coach.
Oh, that was going to be my next question to you.
That's all I want to know.
Sean Payton been getting calls. He been interviewing in L.A. You know, he been doing work out of Fox Studio in L.A. Most of the season. He like it out there. So, obviously, that seemed like it's a hand-in-glove fit. He wanted a quarterback. Obviously, they got one. They got a stud. They got a beast in Justin Herbert. They need to move some stuff around in order to get some more playmakers around because Mike Williams can't never stay on the fucking on the field.
Well, that one was Brandon Staley's fault. They played him in a meaningless game.
Yeah, he couldn't make no adjustments. I can't tell between him and Kevin O'Connell. Is it Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota? They're like the same person. It's like trying to see if Clark Kent and Superman are going to be in the same room at the same time. Well, maybe not that high of a comparison.
Well, it's like, bro, like they had the 5th seed wrapped up. Nothing that was going to happen in the final week of the season was going to change anything for the Chargers playoff spot. Why are you playing your starters into the second half of that game? And then Mike Williams got hurt.
You seen Joey Bosa. You seen Staley hand him his helmet. You seen first he threw the helmet. Staley handed him the helmet. Then he threw it again.
Yeah.
But they was low-key picking on him, though. I think the refs was like, they had a grudge against him. You could tell after a while. But then he threw a temper tantrum.
No love lost for the Bosas. Michigan fan here.
Wop the bam.
I have no love lost for them.
You see how I set it up? You see how I threw it as close to the rim as I could get it for you? For you to Blake Griffin back in 2009, that bitch.
Look, man.
I'm gonna do it again. I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till it's time to get the crowd hype. Yeah, bro.
It's official. Trevor Lawrence is yet to lose a game on a Saturday.
On a Saturday, ain't that wild though? Ain't that wild?
I mean, that's crazy wild. Like, but Chargers did the Charger thing.
The Jaguars, they got to fly to Kansas City. They play the Chiefs at the crib, who've been sitting still for a little while, #1 seed. I think that's the end of the story for Jacksonville. Even though they do got Doug Peterson as a head coach, Doug Peterson, Andy Reid. I don't know. I think it'll be a fun game to watch, but I think the Chiefs going to try to roll them.
You definitely can't play like that, like you did in the first half.
Hell no, 4 interceptions in the first half. Like,
look, you're gonna look up and it's gonna be 42-0.
Bro, you gave me 4 interceptions. You gave me four turnovers in the first half, and we up 27-0. How y'all couldn't hold the lead?
I think that was the first team to lose with like a +5 turnover differential.
Derwin James, Khalil Mack, Nick Bosa. Like, what the? Like, what's up, dog? How much more
And
you
Brandon
need?
Staley's supposed to be the defensive guy.
Oh yeah. It should be over with. He should have been out of there already.
I think he should have been out of there last year.
Yeah, they playing the
This ain't the first
Chiefs.
time.
They playing the Chiefs, and on the other side,
People forgot he cost them a playoff spot last year.
Bills and Ravens got the first game on Sunday. I mean, Bills and Bengals, excuse me, not Ravens. The Bengals beat the Ravens to advance to the divisional round against Buffalo. Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Jamar Chase.
Man.
I don't know, dogs.
And it's gonna be a highly emotional game too.
Oh, big dog Hamlin coming back?
No, remember they played each other when it happened.
When it happened. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a highly emotional game.
Even if he came out as a
both teams.
decoy, it's gonna be lit.
Yeah. I know he's back at the facility, and they said he was like trying to just get back in a normal routine. But
it's still kind of hard for me to imagine he gonna play after something like that.
No, he ain't playing this
If
year.
they make it to the Super Bowl, possibly, but you can't
even
count
let him
on
roll out there then.
That's like saying Tua was gonna go out there if they advance. Like we're gonna put Tua back on the field. Hell no! What is you talking about?
That's gonna be a high emotion game. I think it's probably gonna get a little bit chippy just because of the high emotions.
You think some mistakes gonna get made because of it, as a cause of it? It always happens.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna be. I think this is gonna come down to what team is more physical. Usually the high emotion games come down to the team that's the most physical.
Who ended up winning the game though? That they canceled it. They canceled.
Yeah, they canceled it. The Bills was up at the time.
Right. So they got it's unfinished business all the way around for real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's going and honestly, I'm still at that point where it's hard to count Joe Shiesty out, man.
That's what I'm saying. He showed up
because the boy nice with it.
He showed up in the league with a real vendetta, with a real agenda in mind. He wasn't just gonna sit on the sideline. He like, bro, I ain't John Kitna. I ain't what was my man's name? Black dude, number 3. Achille, what his name was?
Oh, bro.
I know I'm digging in the Wayback Machine. My bad.
Oh,
he said,
God.
Joe Burrow said this ain't the Carson Palmer days, dog. This is a whole different type of time. You feel me?
Yeah, that's like the toss-up game.
That's the one that's the toss-up, right? I was just getting ready to pick it.
Part of me really wants to lean Bills because it's a home game for them.
Yeah.
And again, them emotions is gonna be running high, so it could go either way. It could be the adrenaline dump, or they could just ride it out and be firing on all cylinders.
I think I'm going chalk. I think I'm going to high seas. Chiefs, Eagles, Bills, and 49ers. To be honest with you.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think the Chiefs and Bills obviously been head and shoulders above everybody in the AFC the whole season. The Giants was kind of surprising, but they just been solid. You always got a strong, solid team to go into the playoffs, one that catches fire at the right time, and then you got the top dog. And I think we got all 3 of them. We got Philly, who's been the top dog. You got the Giants, who caught fire at the right time, and then I'm sorry, the Giants, who's the solid team, and then the Cowboys, who got hot at the right time. Even though they lost that game to Washington right before the playoffs started, but they've been dominant this first wild card game. I don't see them really stopping, but I still got chalk. I still got the 49ers beating them, especially at the crib. They got everybody healthy, everybody clicking. McCaffrey finally, it took him a little minute to get acclimated to the playbook and the system, but he out there rocking out. I think it's gonna be a decent. The only thing that's gonna stop him is Brock Purdy, and he don't seem like he playing like a rookie at all.
Yeah, I mean, he will make a couple bad throws, but if you can't take advantage of
He's not doing nothing reckless though.
No, not reckless. No,
he's doing some real Ben Roethlisberger in 06, 07 type of time. But
yeah, they haven't dialed back the playbook for him or nothing like that.
Hell no.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna rock with chalk too. The only game I'm really unsure about is just the Bengals-Bills game. I think that one could be coin toss, honestly.
Let's talk NBA.
What about the bell?
So I was going through the rosters. We didn't really get a chance to go through who we think All-Star predictions gonna be. We could shoot through it real fast. No brainers, obviously, Lukas and Giannis. I think Shea should be a starter for sure.
Man, he been hooping.
And then some of the usual suspects. They're gonna want LeBron in there. They're gonna want Embiid in there. They're gonna want Kevin Durant. They're gonna want Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? But
because was LeBron and KD still leading on the second votes return?
Last I checked.
I know they were.
Last I checked. But just let's take that out of it because I never count that. I think that's ridiculous. Like as much as the NBA feeds off of fans, like fans don't know shit. Let's just keep it a buck. Fans don't know shit. So give me your starters for the East and West, and I'm gonna give you mine.
For the East,
we can start position by position too, so we don't get lost in the woods. Let's go point guards first.
Okay. East.
Matter of fact, before we start, how you want to do it? You want to do it this lame way where they doing front court, back court, or you want to do like traditional?
Nah, we can go by position.
All right, let's go to
it's
five.
enough people at each. Well, hold on. Power forward might be a little shaky.
Let's go to 5 because the other thing is when we talking all stars, you also talking about the implications of what all NBA is, and that's you talking about the 10 best players on the planet, right? The 10 best players in the multiverse.
Yeah.
When it comes to basketball, so we got to be real, like diplomatic, real for real about it. You can't just say like from the heart. So let's do it. Let's do it with the starting 5, but the 5 position though. So point guards first.
In the East, I gotta go. Ooh, it's a toss up between. I'm gonna get a nod to Ty Halliburton over Kyrie. Just because he's carrying more when it comes to also facilitating on top of defending and scoring for that team right now. Yeah. I know he got hurt, but up to this point, I would have had Ty Halliburton slightly over Kyrie and Darius Garland.
So the reason I wanted to start with point guards because I feel like that was going to be the hardest position to talk about, especially on the East. I thought we were going to be at odds about it. I had Ty Halliburton starting at point guard as well.
Yeah, I mean the dude been hooping, bro. Like, and I tell you what, if it's one thing Iowa State know how to produce, it's some light-skinned basketball players.
Give me 3 right now. Give me 3
Him,
right.
Fred VanVleet. Anybody remember Royce White?
I remember Royce White. He was scared to fly on planes, and he had all them stupid ass tattoos.
That's another one more recently that came from.
Yeah, he was the one that was scared. He had to take the bus everywhere. Like,
yeah, he was playing in the Big 3 last time I seen him.
Yeah. And
this is another more recent Iowa State player too, another light-skinned cat. But they churn them out.
Ty averaging 20 points a game, 10.2 assists, leading the league in assists for all guards.
But he also plays defense, man.
Also plays hard-body defense. Had a couple game winners. Had a couple game-winning defensive plays too, not just offensive.
Yep.
Got the Pacers playing decent.
Yeah, bro, carrying a team that wasn't meant to be in this spot.
Wasn't meant to be nothing. All right, who's your West starting point?
Oh. See, that's where the position thing come in. Because are we counting Luka as a point?
I'm not. I'm counting him as a 2.
If we counting Luka as a 2, then I gotta go with Ja.
You starting Ja at the point.
Yeah, Steph has just missed too many games.
Yeah, that's the only thing that edges him out. That's what edges him out. And Ja Morant, whether you think he on drugs or not, whether you think he on steroids or not.
The other day, boy, I said immediately, as soon as I seen it, I was like, oh yeah, they about to drug test him.
A real life monster. If they make whatever the next Marvel movie is, he got to be in there doing something.
Man,
he got to have some type of superpower. But you got Ja starting at point, opposite Ty Halliburton. 2 guard. Are we doing Shea as a 2, or is he doing as?
See, that's where the problem come in. Because if we counting Luka as a 2, Shea got to be the reserve.
Yeah, and that sucks for Shea because I feel like no doubt he got to be starting.
Yeah, it's one of them weird spots to be in. Because man, Luka had a 60-point triple-double, bro.
Word.
Like a 60 and 20.
And then obviously the thing that edges them out is Dallas is winning Oklahoma City's game and a half back.
Yeah, they started to creep up, but
Shea doing more with less. If you want to take
he is.
No check.
He is. But Luka's the better player.
Luka's the better player.
And
He's
there's
probably
only
the
so
one that
many
fans want
spots
to see more.
available. But
Bigger
Shea,
market.
man, look. That dude, bro, the last like somebody save him. Somebody trade for him, please. Save him from OKC. That man is gonna wait. The last like 2-3 years, this man has been doing this basically. It has been wasted. Somebody save him,
I mean, he
please.
can go back
Trade
to LA.
for
He can
him.
go back to the Clippers. For real, for real. Now
Boy,
when you look at it in hindsight, they probably want to press the reset button on that. Paul George
man,
trade.
they could use Shea. There's a bunch of teams that could use a Shea. So
we both going with Luka at the 2?
yeah.
And then it's probably no question Donovan Mitchell starting on the east side, right?
And that's where it's a toss up for me.
Oh,
It's
wow.
between him
walk me through
and
this one.
Jalen.
Wow.
I got Donovan
Wow, bro.
Mitchell. Jalen having a dope-ass season, but
Because I think had Jalen not been playing next to Tatum, what he's doing would be getting a lot
more
more
attention.
attention.
Yeah.
Especially with him playing both ends of the floor. Like, yeah, Donovan's putting more effort in on defense this year, but the gap between him and Jalen defensively is not even close.
okay.
Scoring wise, yeah, Donovan's had a few like crazy games. The 71-point game. He's had a
71,
couple.
dog?
Yeah, he's had a couple other big outbursts too. But I mean, this comes down to I
71, doggy.
yeah. I mean, I don't have a problem with giving Donovan a nod, but I think I'm tired of seeing Jalen kind of get swept under the rug. Because look.
If he was in Sacramento, he'd be number 1, right?
Maybe. Because I mean, Jalen's giving you 27 a night.
You know who would need Jalen Brown right now? Miami.
Miami
In a bad
Miami
way.
need a lot.
They might not get an All-Star. They might get one just because they got to fill out a roster, even though they 6 right now in the East. All right, so you got
Yeah.
Jalen. I got Donovan Mitchell. At the 3, we both going KD or what?
Yeah.
Because who's the second best? Who's the second best 3 in the East right now?
I mean, do we still count Giannis?
Nah, he power. He definitely power.
Because they do like to play.
Who's the second best? Paolo, Kyle Kuzma,
Well, Paolo's a 4.
Siakam. He's not better than he's not.
So it'd be either
you know who better than Durant?
Well, it'd be Tatum.
Jimmy or Tatum. Right.
It'd be Tatum.
Right. But they're gonna do the front court, so he's gonna end up starting anyway, especially because they're first. But
Yeah.
and Durant is hurt, so he's obviously gonna get the.
Yeah. So
the
Tatum's
start.
gonna end up getting that nod.
Unless KD, they said KD was gonna be out for a month, so he'll probably be back before All-Star. But if he's, you know how they are, they mercurial as hell. Like he might not even give a fuck about the All-Star game. He'll be there, but he might not play. He might be chilling. So let's just say Tatum/Durant at the 3. The 4 we doing Giannis, right?
Oh wait, we didn't do. Did we do the 3 in the West?
Oh, 3 in the West. Who you got?
This is the one I got the tough time on. Cause it ain't that many 3s in the West.
You got Zion. You got Paul George.
Zion's a 4.
Zion's a 4. Okay.
PG's a 2. Well, technically
PG's
a
2/3.
Kawhi ain't played enough.
Kawhi ain't played enough. Nobody from the Suns. It's got to be LeBron then.
If Bane had kept up the pace he was on at the
He a
beginning
2.
of the year,
He a 2. I'm giving them 2 guard.
they got Dylan Brooks, the most confident player we've ever seen. Bro, look, man. I just want y'all to watch some of the shots that Dylan Brooks takes. They don't look like professional basketball shots.
Dylan Brooks is like one of my homies. You know who he is, too. He listens to the show.
Look, man. Dylan Brooks got the confidence of Michael Jordan. It's the funniest thing.
It's probably Bron. It's probably Bron at the 3.
Yeah, because ain't nobody else really stood out that, like, strictly plays the 3.
And he the lead vote getter right now, so it's got to be Bron. The 4th spot, we're doing Giannis and who's in the West? Zion?
Yeah, how many games has Zion missed?
Let Let me see. Let's check
It's
it
the
out.
real question.
Let's check it
Because
out.
if I'm gonna penalize Steph, I got to penalize.
Let's check it out. Dun, 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 dun. Zion played 29 games so far.
Oh, so he's played less than Steph. I think Steph has played 30-something games.
Zion averaging 26,
Yeah,
7 and 4.
because he's only played so 26 games. I mean, he's only gonna by the time because he's out still. By the time All-Star break hits, he's only gonna have played half of the games.
So who's your 4 in the West? Sabonis,
It's got. Let's see, Sabonis is playing center.
Jaren Jackson.
Sabonis is playing center. Jaren Jackson.
You got Towns. Larry Marketing could probably get a reserve.
I would probably pick Laurie. I'd pick Laurie over Towns and Jaren Jackson.
This should be Anthony Davis all the way, but so you thinking Larry Marketing over
Yeah,
over
because
Towns?
in AD was basically playing center this year. So
Right.
I would go with Laurie Marketing. Because I mean, outside of Zion, who's been better at the 4?
I ain't mad.
Not Towns for sure, and Jaren Jackson. I mean, half the time he can't even stay on the court because he's in foul trouble.
And then the 5 we going Giannis and Jokic.
You mean Embiid and Jokic?
Embiid, excuse me. Yeah, Embiid and Jokic.
Yeah, I mean those two are kind of right there.
Right there. All right. What you make of the Trae Young situation? Him and McMillan getting into it, not really banging with each other right now. Everybody going in on Trae shooting percentage. They keep trying to push him in the media, but the team not doing well. It's been more DeJounte Murray, more DeAndre Hunter. They keep pushing John Collins in trades. Clint Capella went down, but everybody pointing at Trae. And he the one, you know what I'm saying? He the one making the most bread. I think he need to get up out of there.
It's not just the bread. It's the remember what the Hawks told us their plan was when they drafted Trae, and then they went on to draft Kevin Huerter.
Talk about it.
They wanted to build the Warriors, but sorry, Trae Young ain't Steph Curry.
Not at all.
The DeJounte Murray thing, it worked out for the first month, and then it just didn't mesh. John Collins, we heard the rumblings like 2 years ago that he didn't want to play with Trae.
Yeah, he wanted out.
And then it smoothed over, I guess, and now they're trying to trade him again. A lot of this is on Trae because he's a high volume 3-point shooter, but he's not a high percentage 3-point shooter, and just the style of play. And he's not a good defender either. So, guys like him, and as much as everybody loves Dame Lillard, that style of play where they don't play off ball and they take so many threes and they're not a Steph Curry percentage kind of 3-point shooter, it is hard to win that way.
I hate watching non-efficient, high-volume ISO ball. To be honest with you, I can only watch so many Luka games for real.
Mm-hmm.
He's just so talented, but I can't watch a lot of Dame Lillard games. I definitely can't watch any Atlanta Hawks games because it's only so much basketball I can watch where you got the ball in your hands forever and ever and ever, and you missing all your shots.
Yeah,
I can't do it. I can't even do it.
If over half of your shots are going to be 3-point attempts, you can't be no 30-something% 3-point shooter.
Yeah, and if we was gonna complain about James Harden, we can't let Luka.
And that's what makes Steph so different. Is he gonna shoot 40s every year?
He gonna hit though, and everybody's like, all right, what's up with Trae Young? But
people don't think the couple percentage points is a big deal, but when you average that out over the course of a season, and you're talking about hundreds of points and made shots and possessions, that's a big deal. So, Trae Young, some of the issues with Trae aren't his fault, like his height, obviously, but I mean the defensive issues, the leadership, the way he chooses to play, that is on him. And so it's going to be on him to change that. With a change of scenery, maybe give him a little refresher if he's got some different talent around him, maybe. But him as the best player on your team, there's a ceiling.
Averaging 27 and 10 a game, but like you said, field goal percentage that is just over 40%, 3-point percentage at 33%.
They ain't gonna cut it.
That's not gonna cut it when you trying to climb out of the East and get back to the Eastern Conference Finals, especially with everybody getting ready to get healthy post All-Star break. I think he'll end up making an All-Star team based on the fan votes, but if we basing it on the numbers and we basing it on how that's equating to wins, I really don't think he should make it, to be honest with you. That's not me hating. That's just me being for real, for real.
Yeah, Trey, no. I mean, we got other point guards like Darius Garland and Kyrie that I would take ahead of him.
That's shining, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. We can do the reserves next week because I'm sure that's going to be a longer conversation, but I just want to get the starters out. So, for the record, I got Ty Halliburton. I got Donovan Mitchell. I got KD, Giannis, Embiid for my east side. West side, we both said Ja.
Yeah.
For the 2 guard, it was a split between Luka and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. 3 spot, we doing LeBron. The 4, we said Zion or who was the 4? Larry Markkinen.
Yeah.
And then 5 is Jokic. So we pretty much the same except for 1 or 2 spots, right?
Yeah, because I'm interchangeable on Jaylen Brown, Donovan.
And you
Mitchell.
said Jaylen Brown or Donovan, and then you said Luka.
Yeah,
or Shea,
I wouldn't
right?
be mad either way.
All right.
No, I'm strong on Luka over Shea.
Oh, you big on Luka? Okay. So you.
Yeah, look, his teammates ain't that much better than Shay's. Say that.
You ain't lying though. In all honesty, you're not lying. That's the Bams though. Let us know how y'all feeling about the All-Star team. I know we kind of late to the party with that. Like I said, we was sick, we was down, but we back into it. But we want to know where we headed to when it comes to the All-Star break. Who we gonna see out in Salt Lake City? We getting close to trade deadline too. That's a whole another conversation in itself, bro.
Man, it's gonna be some shakers and some movers.
You think so? You think it's gonna be a big dog moves at trade deadline?
Yeah, I think it's a few teams that's gonna jump out there. Toronto. I mean, you see what CJ McCollum said about Toronto.
Yeah, I did.
I think Miami, obviously Atlanta.
They gotta move that around for sure.
Yeah, Atlanta. Phoenix is looking to do something. Golden State might be. I don't know. They're stubborn.
I don't know if they in line to win a championship this year, bro. I think they might be chilling.
Who, Warriors?
They looking old. Old. Clay looking old.
They could be if they're stubborn on not wanting to. They want the cake in. They want to eat it too, right? They want to have the cake in and eat it too.
You heard
they want
Draymond
to develop young guys, and they also want to win at the same time. But right now, that method ain't working, and they gotta have to choose one or the other.
You heard Draymond comments. He said the writing is pretty much on the wall after this season. What's supposed to happen with the organization? He know he going to Detroit.
Look, man.
He know he
I
going
ain't gonna
to the
lie,
Pistons,
bro.
boy.
I ain't gonna lie. After all the stuff Draymond been saying, if I was Steph, I would have been got him up out of there, bro. I'm tired of hearing him talk about LeBron.
Say through with it, huh?
Like, bro, you supposed to be my man. Like,
Lakers trying to get Zach LaVine up out of there. They trying to get Zach LaVine, Draymond, anybody, somebody, anybody.
Lakers think they about to get everybody with nothing to offer.
With nothing to offer, dog. What you think of the new Ja Morant shoe? Before we get up out of here,
I think it's dope.
They said he snagged Kyrie deal.
I think the shoe is dope. I mean, I think it was inevitable for Ja to get one eventually. I'm surprised it took him so long.
Yeah.
But I think the shoe is dope, honestly. The one I wasn't feeling was the Tatum joint.
Yes. I knew you was gonna say it.
And this ain't
had
even
to say it.
And this ain't even hate on Jason Tatum, but bro, that junk looked like just another Jordan shoe. Like
The Luka, the Zion, and the Jason Tatum just look like Jordan samples that got spit out of the wrong side of the oven, right? And they
Jordan hasn't had a good track record with signature player shoes outside of like a couple of early pairs of Melos and CP3s. They have not had a good track record with some of these designs. So if they gonna start doing signature shoes, man, they just got to bring Tinker back, bro, because this other stuff ain't working.
Hell yeah. Let's get some quick hits going. How much you pay attention to W?
A little bit.
So I
seen the news.
They free agency kicked off. Jonquel Jones, big trade. Got traded from the Connecticut Sun, who was just in the finals against the Las Vegas Aces. She got traded to the Liberty. Jonquel is a native Bahamian. She's from the Bahamas, but she goes up to New York City, obviously a melting pot, teaming up with Sabrina Ionescu. Get into the women's game. If y'all living under a rock, y'all need to get out of that. Get into the women's game. The women's game is dope, bro. She a dog, but this is my thing, though, and I ain't gonna front. Sabrina she politic for cause. Jonquel does too.
Well, yeah.
But Jonquel, she was the MVP a couple years ago. Sabrina is on her way, and they on the verge of getting. Rumor is word around the campfire they might be getting Breonna Stewart. Obviously, another decorated dog. You feel me?
Yo, Breonna and Sabrina on the same squad.
Yeah,
too?
and then Jonquel in the paint. That make New York an instant contender. So,
you talk about a big three, Jesus.
But that was just the first. That was just the start of many moves to come for the W. So keep it locked with that.
Oh, you forgot the other big news, man.
What happened?
Maya, man, she officially announced
I was gonna
her.
save it for the
Okay, we can save it because I got another shot.
Let's get into it. We on W. Go ahead. Round of applause to the dog, to the visionary, the legendary, the luminary, Maya Moore. Go ahead, MG. You got it.
Man, and I don't know where some people might rank her, and I can understand why they wouldn't consider her the GOAT. But you want to talk about somebody who was like on their way, like definitively on their way to becoming the GOAT.
Big time.
Had she not, found a cause to fight for and really dedicated herself to it, just from a basketball sense, she was on her way to becoming the GOAT quickly.
2-time NCAA champion, 4-time WNBA champion, 6-time WNBA All-Star, 3-time All-Star MVP, and back-to-back league MVP. Excuse me, 2013 Finals MVP and 2014 league MVP Maya Moore.
Well, she got 4 titles?
4 titles, dog.
Bro, did you see her record from high school through the pros and the Olympics? She's got like a 80-something% win percentage.
And walked away from it.
Bro, never lost in high school, I believe.
She
lost
got
like
Ric Flair career and walked off from it.
Yeah, like four games in college at UConn. Never lost in international play, and then it was like 71 games in the WNBA. But like, her win percentage is like 80-something% throughout from high school through pros and international. Like, it's ridiculous. And if you didn't see her play, like the handles, the jumper from the point guard spot, she could literally do it all. Like, and she carried, somebody not carried, but somebody like Simone Augustus, who back in the day, we called her
another legend in herself.
We called her female Mello.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she had the shake in her game out of LSU.
We watched her win the title at LSU and had all defense. She just got her statue at LSU as well. Shout out to
But they didn't get over the hump until Maya got there.
Right.
And when Maya got there, they did damage. So, yeah, man, shout out to Maya, man. Not only just a ridiculously great human being, but one of the GOATs of female basketball that we've ever seen.
And now a published author. Shout out to that too. Go pick that up. Go pick up the book. Her and her husband just put it out. They just announced it on Good Morning America. It's officially out. Go check it out.
And I don't think people like. We see the hype with like Paige Buckets up in UConn now, but like you had to be there for the Maya Moore run. Like
Maya Moore show.
It was something different, bro.
Talk to me about Tank.
Man, look. Boy ain't know where he... Look, man. Guess he ain't know where he was.
Man.
Where Diaz, my bad. Didn't know where he was, bro.
To this day.
You seen De La Hoya say if we don't get no contract by Monday, we ain't on nothing. We ain't doing shit.
Then you got the whole Tank and Shakur beef happening, brewing right now.
Floyd came out and said he a belt holder. Placeholder.
Look, that's kind of boxing nowadays, but Tank is still he's gonna be a tough dude to beat either way.
And he a money maker. He a marquee setter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People pay money to come out there. What was that in DC for this last fight he was at?
Yep.
Packed it out still.
And on top of that, fight week. He had to deal with some fight week too, so still go out there and perform like that is crazy.
7th round knockout. We still wait on these heavyweights, man. We still waiting on these heavyweights, but Tank carrying it. Whether it's inside, outside the ring.
Yeah,
but
Tank,
word around the
Shakur.
campfire, it's like he ducking Garcia, dog. What's the deal? What's happening? Al Heyman don't want to set the fight. They don't want to set a date. They don't want to set a price.
Which is so weird because he probably beats Garcia.
Man, it's
Bro,
weird.
the
It's
politics
weird, bro.
of boxing, bro. It throws so much off, man. I mean, we dealing with it with another fight with, with Bud and Spence. So
We're dealing with it everywhere. We're supposed to have Ruiz and Wilder.
Yeah.
Joshua and Fury, Joshua and Usyk again, Fury and Usyk for unification. We ain't got none of it coming.
Like it's the politics is really ruining it, man. Has been.
That's all I have for quick hits. You got anything?
Do I save it for the shout outs?
We're going right into it because to be honest with you, I ain't seen no sneakers really drop this week that I'm looking into. It's really more so streetwear stuff. Okay. And the trivia, like I said, I've been down bad, so I ain't want to come with no lame ass game show. So we can go right into the shout outs if you're ready.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit it. Who you got for shouting out? Who you shouting out this week?
Well, I was gonna do the Maya Moore, but then we came across we did the NBA topic. So
good way to lead into it though.
The big one, I don't know how many people we got out there that are or were wrestling fans or anything like that.
Yeah.
But
I think I know where you're going.
Ring of Honor wrestler, for any of you who might have watched independent wrestling at some point, Jay Briscoe passed away in a car accident. For those of you who don't watch, I mean, I think the easiest way I can put it would be like modern. I don't want to call. If there was a modern day Stone Cold, it probably would be him. But yeah, man, one of the greats of the business passed away. Yeah,
man.
So just wanted to give a shout out to him. I was a big Ring of Honor fan, so I pretty much got to see him for almost 20 years. But by all accounts, great dude, great father, great husband, obviously great wrestler. So want to give flowers to him and his brother because they're a tag team. So that's I wanted to be my first shout out.
I seen a ton of his highlights going up on Twitter this past week.
Man, look, if you watch his promos, bro, you're gonna be cracking the fuck up.
I'm gonna check him out when we get out of here.
Yeah, just type in Briscoe Brothers promos, bro. You're gonna be dying, bro.
Word.
But yeah, that was the big shout out that I had. Why did I just blank on the second shout out?
I thought you was going Kevin Nash. I was gonna say prayers up to Kevin Nash and his family. I don't know if anybody remember him from like NWO and Diesel days, but he lost his son a little while ago, couple months ago. Not even that long.
I believe it was on Scott Hall's birthday.
Yeah, too. I think he said on his podcast, to click this podcast, he said it's been 12 weeks, 4 months. But
yeah.
I won't play the audio, but he's having a tough time, and he said some really he just said some things that on his show that this last episode that was really tough to take in. But it's something that any parent that lose their child that early can empathize with. So just prayers and hearts and minds, prayers and thoughts out to his family, because it's tough, man. It's tough when you lose it, when you deal with the loss of a significant other. But when it's your child, it's something different. I can only imagine.
Detroit legend at that.
Yeah, straight up. Hope at University of Tennessee. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Man, he really from Detroit too. Y'all always hear me talking about people who ain't and who are from Detroit, but he really from the city though.
Word.
So I can't even hate on it.
Shout out to Kevin Nash. He's one of my favorites growing up too.
Man,
I hate to see him in that shape.
Yeah, so that's been a tough one too. It's been some crazy stuff. Oh, and I don't know if we'll be recording. I mean, if we'll have another episode out before, but literally a week from today is the anniversary of Kobe's passing.
Yeah.
So
3 years.
Yeah, so I don't know if we'll get another episode out before then or not, but definitely, shout out to Kobe, the family, obviously, everybody who, family and loved ones, obviously, but that, that's still one of the bigger tragedies in sports that we've had to deal with. So,
1,000,000%. I want to take my shout out to a lighter note. Shout out to a mentor of mine, a good friend in the sports world, Lisa Salters. The wild card game on Monday, it marked her 11th season working the sidelines for ESPN. I believe that was her last. That football game, it made her the longest tenured sideline reporter for Monday Night Football in the history of Monday Night Football. So shout out to Lisa Salters and for that. One of the true professionals, one of the pioneers in the game, still doing it at a high level. So shout out to Lisa for that. Shout out to the meme king, Durnis Collin. If y'all remember, he's the dark-skinned, chubby kid in that Popeyes meme. He has a NIL deal with Popeyes. They actually put a billboard up with him in his hometown of New Jersey. It say "From Memes to Dreams."
okay.
With the yellow T-shirt on.
Oh man.
Yeah, so he got an NIL deal with them. That's huge. That's major. That's major. So shout out to him. Who else I got? Shouting out. We talked about the shoes already. JT and John Morant getting shoes. This past week, on this past Monday, shout out to the King, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., civil rights legend, civil rights godfather, pioneer. Thank you for everything. If it was no you, it wouldn't be no us. So we appreciate you. I hate that every MLK drive is something going on, but
Man.
you know what I'm saying?
And I'm going to need LeBron to retire the phrase, he was a great man. Please. He did it again. He did the he was a great man thing again. And I'm like, oh, come on.
They got to go to him for it, though. Shout out to LeBron, too, man. Jabari Smith made him feel like Father Time was whooping his ass the other night. Said, your first game you played against my father. Made him feel old. So I want to shout out to the other black podcasts that keep us rocking and rolling, keep me motivated. Terry Rosen podcast, Terry, Cam Fam, Boogie, Rail Duncan, Reggie, Ramey, who I'm missing over there. Jody with Provocative. Shout out I Ain't Going, CJ and Darrow. Shout out Reason to Doubt, Jason, Stino, Joe Jack. It's off the top. Shout out to my dog Mac Wiles, Mouse Jones over at the Guys Next Door podcast. Shout out to my brother Prof, Doma T Pongo. Shout out to Cody Mack, Bree Specific over at What's the Word TV. That's all I got. I think that's all I got for real, bro. Shout out to you, big dog, cause we both got up out of that casket to do the pod. We both was down bad sick, so
Man,
I appreciate you.
I wouldn't sneeze in everybody's ear, bro.
Word, man. Y'all stay safe, man. Y'all stay wrapped up, stay warm, stay loving on each other with your families. Keep it a G. With that being said, one more time before we get up out of here, y'all know that we everywhere that podcasts live. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. Shout out to the sponsor, Anchor. All of that, you feel me? Check us out in the mailbag. Hit us up with y'all kick picks. Let us know what y'all closets is looking like. We're getting ready to do this giveaway starting in February. The Hitmen Podcast at gmail.com. And continue to stay locked in with us on the socials at Hitmen Podcast, at Labeled and On, at Virtuoso Sports on Twitter, and 24/7, 365. Don't ever forget in your life.
What happened here was a miracle, and I want you to acknowledge it.
All right, it was a miracle. Can we go now?
83 episodes. We gon' holla.
Just sucked the gravity out of the target center.